Hello viewers, welcome to another video in this channel, and today we are going to set the stage for the foundation of any data science project. Whether you are working on an automation project, whether you are working on a machine learning or data curation or even LLM projects, all need to have a system where you can actually do all these things. You can experiment. So today's focus is where we can use these systems to build these solutions. And for that, this video would be divided into 4 parts. One is where you have to understand what is a programming language, the Python. We'll see how to install Python in our system. We'll introduce Anaconda, which is a package manager, and will help us, give us notebooks where we can do our experiment. We'll see what are IDEs like vscode or Cursor, where we can actually build data science projects end to end. And then also understand what is the importance of a virtual environment. So all these 4 into 1 project is the foundation, and this will lead us to our subsequent videos as we move on, because that's the foundation that we are going to build from this video. Also, I'd like to highlight that there are a few videos that we have been creating about N8N, where we are automating, connecting, and quickly building something. Now these are very good for POCs, but when it comes to building a scalable solution, you need to understand coding, and that's where your base need to be there. So today's video is all about setting the stage and building your system so that you can start coding or building any LLM solutions at scale. And so without further ado, let's begin.
Okay guys, so as I rightly said, there are 4 parts of to be installed. Like, most importantly, we need to install Python. We need to install the package manager called Anaconda, which includes either the notebook, either Jupyter Notebook or JupyterLab, and then there is an IDE, and we'll also see about the virtual environment. Now let's first so this is the Python website called python.org, from where the Python programming language has to be installed. Now, one good thing about Anaconda Navigator is that it comes with inbuilt Python. So we do not have to install Python separately. So just if we can install Anaconda, we will also have Python inbuilt to it. So we'll not install from here, but eventually we'll install the Anaconda. Now this is the Anaconda website. You come in here and sign in, and once you are signed in, you can scroll down and see, based on your operating system, whether Windows or Mac, you can choose the Anaconda Navigator. Now there are 2 options in Windows or Mac. If you see, Miniconda and Anaconda Distribution. The difference is that Miniconda is the minimal installation that needs, and Anaconda Distribution is the entire, with all the packages, libraries, and everything. What are libraries? Well, in Python, everything is a library, for example, and package. Let's say we want to have pandas, which is data analysis. We have to do a pip install pandas. So that's the package that we need to install. Same way, there are multiple things what we want to do and has to be installed with the package. So these are packages that comes in that are not pre-installed. We have to install it with the syntax. So we'll have to choose the Anaconda distribution. You choose Windows 64-bit graphics installer, and Mac based on your either your Intel chip or the Apple chip. You choose the graphical installer. So install this, and then we will come back. It's a very simple installation. Just next, and you get to know. So you need to install the Anaconda Navigator. So once you are done, I think we can take a pause, take an installation, complete it, and then start again from here. Now, once we have this Anaconda installation done, we come up with a command line interface called Anaconda prompt. Now, for people in Windows, you will see a new apart from your command prompt, there is a Anaconda prompt. If you search, you will get it. As for the Mac guys, you will have to have on the same ZSH, and we have the command prompt. So, but for Windows, you will have the Anaconda prompt. So there, it is now you have two command prompt, or you have two command prompt. One is a command prompt, one is an Anaconda prompt. We'll use Anaconda prompt. You can also see Anaconda available installed in your system. Now what you have to do is, the first thing is we have to have the virtual environment. Now why we need virtual environment is because imagine you are working on a project which is, by the way, let's just see what's the version of the Python is there. So you just type in Python and version. This is for Windows and Mac, so I get Python 3.12.7 is the installation that we have. So that means Python has been installed along with the command Anaconda prompt. So you can type in and see. The next part is, since we already have Python installed, we have to have the virtual environment. Now why I said, now since this project we are going to use Python 3.12.7 is one of the, now let's say there is another project that you need to have Python 3.10. So that means you have to reinstall Python, and then there is a clash in your base Python, and that's where virtual environment comes into picture, where it isolates each project into different installations. So that means if you have three projects with three different Pythons running, it will not harm your base level Python installation. So that's why it's just the beauty of this virtual environment. It isolates specific to your project. So we'll first create a Python virtual environment for us, and the syntax is, I'll increase this. The syntax is Conda create n, and now is the name for the virtual environment that you have to give. Let's say AI environment. Okay. And now not specify anything on which Python, but you can actually specify which Python you want to use. Let's say Python sorry, and equals to 3.10. We can specify it, but let's not specify. We'll use the default Python that is being used. So this is take some time. Once we press enter, it will start saying, and then it will ask for proceed. We'll say yes, and then it start preparing the environment. Now what the environment is prepared, and you can see it has given to activate this environment, use Conda activate AI environment, which is the name of our environment, and then in order to deactivate we have to do Conda deactivate. Okay, once the work is done, you can deactivate it. So we'll activate our virtual environment. We'll say Conda activate AI env, and the moment I type in, I have, in terms of the base, I now have a AI env, right? What you can see at this moment, depending on what name you have suggested given for your environment. So from base environment, we have moved to our virtual environment, which is AI environment. Now, this environment does not have any packages involved, right? So what we'll do is we will install some packages inside and say Conda install pandas. So this is one package, but in order to download multiple packages all together, we can just say, let's say JupyterLab, and maybe let's just take two at this moment. Once we enter, it will start installing all these packages available. It will ask for your permission, you proceed. It will take some time. Now since I have some cache, it will be faster, but since it is the first time, it will take some time for the installation to happen. Hold your nerve and let it install. So once it is done, we'll again come back. So I'll fast forward this. Okay guys, now one of the things that I have missed is creating a folder. Now what we'll do is we'll go to create a specific folder, because imagine this is a project that we want to run, right? So we'll do cd, and I have my folders in desktop, so I'll just press and I'll do an ls to see all my projects, and do a cd to learning, and then I'll do an ls and do cd AI projects. Okay, so I am inside, sorry, cd AI projects. So now I am inside my AI projects folder. What I have to do is now just type JupyterLab. The moment I type in, it opens the JupyterLab with the folders that I have. Okay, the folders I have. Now, I hope you have done the same thing with you. Now, let's just click on, now what you can see in the launcher on the left hand side, there is all the files, whether it's a .py file, .ipynb file, and then Superstore I have added in that folder as a data file. Okay, now what does this extension are? IPYNB file is an extension to notebooks. So these are all notebooks. What you see at the screen, it says notebook, right? And then there says console, and then there are others, where in others there are terminal, markdown, Python files. Now there are multiple. For Mac, for me, I can see all this. Maybe for Windows, you might not see all these options. Okay, so you can choose Python 3 IPYNB file in a notebook fashion. But the moment I click in the notebook, I have this thing, my cursor is blinking over here. I have a name, untitled. Let's rename this as first notebook. Okay, I renamed it. Now see, on your extreme right, you have a Python 3 IP kernel. Now here I wanted to have my environment available, because since I'm isolating, I'm trying to isolate this environment to use my virtual environment in this notebook. But here I cannot see my notebook which we created as AI projects, right? How do I see what are the list of AI things I have, environments I have? If you now, good thing about this JupyterLab is that I can actually, along with the notebooks, I can also open terminal and test something. So for example, if I say Conda env list, that means I'm saying Anaconda, show me all the list of environments that I have. I will name what name we gave for environment, and you can see there is a AI environment that is available that we have created, but this AI environment is not available here. So that means there is something wrong, and we need to map this environment to this notebook. So what we'll do is we'll go back, and actually let's close this. I'll show you from the very basic, and then we have to type in syntax is Python 3. For Windows it is Python. We'll say m I kernel ipy kernel install user name is AI env and display name is AI env. So it says that in this kernel I want to see the AI environment, so installing it. So I just type in, so you need to see the syntax properly. As name we need to give this install it, so it says installed. Now let me again type in JupyterLab. We again will go back to the JupyterLab, it showcases. And now if I just drop down here, and you can see AI environment is available for us. So we just click in and select. Now my AI environment is available. Import pandas as PD. It has the pandas. So the syntax I have just given is wrong. So we'll did import pandas as PD, and we'll try to read this sample data set that we have at this moment, the sample store. What we'll do is data equals to pd dot read. Once you do a tab, you can give all these functions that are inside PD or pandas. So we'll do a read CSV because it's a CSV file. And so you just, what you have to do is copy the path, paste it, close. The error is because there is a Unicode problem. So what you have to do is, apart from this, we need to specify the Unicode and this encoding. Because it's a CSV, it's not able to decode the data directly, so you have to tell and please encode in this Latin one. Okay. My bad, I have not given. See, I have given, my bad, I just type in and we have the data available. Now I can see data.head. Now there are some prerequisite that you have to learn about pandas. If you just type in data, it will show us all the files of the data. But if I say data.head, it's a syntax for pandas, it will show me the first file. And then this is what my data set looks like. So this is what the notebook. Here we will experiment n number of things. Let's say, for example, I will also install, I'll do a pip install, and this is how we install again packages. And we'll say let's install a package called OpenAI. The moment I do, it will start installing this package, and it will say successfully installed OpenAI. Yeah, and yeah. So you can see OpenAI 2.8.1 is the version for OpenAI. So OpenAI is installed. I'll tell you why OpenAI is needed, this one. But that's the introduction of a notebook. From here, we can also utilize the terminal and XYZ thing to get this thing done. So that's JupyterLab for you guys. Next, we'll move to vscode, the IDE. Now, why and what is the difference between an IDE and notebook is that in notebook we can experiment a lot of ways, like this way, right? In the first notebook, what we did is we are experimenting with the data. We'll do some data analysis and everything. But imagine when you are running a project, we are not analyzing anything. We need to know what are the things we need to do, and there is a specific structure that has to follow. There is a py script that has to run .py and all this. So inside the IDE, the extension what you see app.py is actually the extension from the VS Code, or the actual package that has to run. So we'll run app.py and it will give me the output once we see in VS Code. So we'll go to VS Code. Now we are inside VS Code, but before that, let me show you to install VS Code. Please download VS Code from here. Depending on again your Mac and Windows, please do VS Code for Windows, VS Code Mad, same way. Please install it, and then once you have installed it, you can come and see that this is a first page of your VS Code. Now, if you choose, the first thing is a terminal. If you click here, terminal, for Windows also it will be on top of the terminal. Now, again, there is base, but what we will do is we'll do as we did cd, and we'll go to desktop. We'll do an ls cd learning and ls cd ai projects. Okay, ls, and then we have this first notebook is available to us at this moment. Now let me just do this a little bigger. What you have to do is bring our remember what the virtual environment, because you can see it's base, right? So what you have to do is Conda Again, we can see, what is the syntax for looking at the environments is conda env list, and we have all the list of envs that I have, and we are looking into AI environment. So we'll do conda activate AI environment. Sorry, I did not type completely. Is conda and AI. So I'll just clear this out, and we have AI environment in our VS Code. Now, what is the difference between VS Code and Notebook? I already told you. I already have folders. Let's go back to that folder and say desktop, learning, my AI projects, and open up. Now, this is a AI code on the same code that we ran. Import pandas, data is this, encoding is this, and print data.head. I have saved it into app.py. What I'll do is I'll run python 3. Let me show you first python app.py, and you see it gave me again the output of the data. That means this is the app.py that is running. So this is the way of creating app.py and ipynb file.
So guys, that was the quick introduction about setting up the foundation. We found out about Python, we have spoken about the Anaconda and the IDE and the virtual environment, which is most important from here, and I'll showcase the example also. So I hope you have understood about all this thing. Now you're able to set up your system, and then we will see you in the next video with lot more and something with an LLM. So thank you and have a nice day.